I'm Laura Bonicelli, and we are cooking with Italian style. It's not always fast, it's not always easy, and it's not always Italian. We use the freshest and finest ingredients that we can find and afford, and we not only savor the meals we make, but we savor making them. That's cooking with Italian style. Today's menu, Alaskan King crab cakes with mango salsa. Let's get cooking. I love crab cakes, and I really love this recipe. It has a great mango salsa. Here are all my ingredients for it. But what really makes this recipe special is I'm using Alaskan King crab meat. That has a sweetness and texture that is so far beyond lump crab. Anyway, I picked these up at the market today on special. I put them in the oven at 350 degrees. They came frozen, so it was about 20 minutes. Now I'm going to set them aside and we'll start with our salsa. My mango salsa is a sweet and spicy complement to our crab cakes. So I already got my mango. I bought it in the produce department and it was already peeled and sliced. All I had to do is chop it up into about a cup. That's all ready to go. And now I'm going to work on my cucumber. Just slice that in half and get the pieces laying down flat, and then we'll cut them lengthwise into a nice about ½ inch slices. See how that makes it into nice cubes for our salsa? I only need about a tablespoon of this, so I'm just going to cut it into little slices like so. Notice I'm wearing my gloves. That's essential because the oil of the jalapeno or any hot pepper can really do some damage if you rub your eyes, so it's very painful. I just need a tablespoon. I think that's good right there. He matches my shirt. So I'm doing my little cuts this way, roughly ½ inch or so, right down the front. Get our cubes. And 1/3 cup of cilantro, nicely chopped. Just cut my lime in half, squeeze that in. It's about a tablespoon, I think is what the recipe calls for. And then a little salt, and a little pepper. Just stir that right up. Oh, these colors are just beautiful together. So here's our salsa, and I'm just going to give it a little taste. Delicious. I'm going to put this in the fridge and we'll move on to our crab cakes. I'm tearing up my beautiful crab meat, and I want it in small chunks because I don't want to defeat the purpose of using beautiful crab meat. Great, this looks good. And I'm just going to dump that right into my bowl. To this I'm adding a 1/4 cup of panko, and a ½ cup and a 1/4 cup of minced red pepper and green onion. So ½ cup of the 1/4 cup and a tablespoon, 1/4 cup of mayo, tablespoon of Dijon mustard. Good. And then we're just going to crack an egg in there. Give that a little stir. About a teaspoon of salt or so, and some freshly ground black pepper. Stir that all up together. So once this is completely combined, put it into the fridge for about an hour. It'll make it easier to form the crab cakes. And that's what I'm going to do right now. I'll chill this down and then we'll make our crab cakes. So I am putting my crab cakes together. So this recipe makes about 1/3 cup crab cakes, and I'm dredging them in a flour mixture that has a little salt and pepper. It's about a cup of flour, some salt and pepper, and a teaspoon of curry powder, which finishes them off nicely. You can see this is kind of messy. Okay, the flour just helps them hold together, and you kind of want to press them so that they do stay together. And what I've got in the pan back here is 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 2 tablespoons of butter, getting ready to put them in, and I'm going to wash my hands. There are 2 things that make for successful crispy crab cakes. One is
making sure that your oil and butter are hot enough. And you can tell that happens when the butter starts to foam up. The other is you need to turn them only once, and they need to be in the pan for at least 3 minutes at a very golden brown before you turn them. See how these are flipping absolutely perfectly? Oh, beautiful. Another 3-4 minutes. These are done. I'm just going to drain them on some paper towels and we'll be ready to plate. Now to plate these, I've laid down a little bed of lettuce and crab cake and crab cake, and then our mango salsa. So kind of a little bit in the front. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I can't tell you how great these smell. And they look good too. Right, and then just a herb garnish on the side. Beautiful. Alaskan king crab cakes with mango salsa. I really hope you enjoy this recipe and cooking with Italian style. Buon appetito!